Okay, so while Word is open here, I can see the Microsoft Word icon on my taskbar. It's there temporarily because if I close out Word, it's going to go away. But if you want Word to become a permanent icon on your taskbar, there's a simple way to do that. Now on your Mac now, on your mouse now, there's the left click and right click, which you didn't have on your Mac. But if you right click on top of the icon, a little menu will pop up and it'll say Pin to Taskbar. And then you could left click on Pin to Taskbar. And now what's going to happen is, even if I close out of Microsoft Word, that icon is going to remain on my taskbar. If you don't want it there anymore, it's the same process. You would right click on that icon and it'll give you the option to unpin from your taskbar. And that way it'll remove it. So you can add things to your taskbar and then you can also remove them. Okay? So the first time you start Word, you're going to go ahead and click Use Recommended Settings, and then click OK. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? You're going to click Yes. And there you go. If and when you create files in Microsoft Word, and I would say that most of you are not going to be using Microsoft Word because you're going to be using Google Drive. You're going to be creating, sharing docs in your Google Drive. There may be a time where someone emails you a Word document where you have to open it using Microsoft Word, or you're making draft files in Microsoft Word. But if you are, there's a few things you need to know. And as a reminder, with Microsoft Word, you're going to need to save it, whereas Google Drive saves automatically. So if you're creating a document, and for this one, I'm just going to say this is a test. And you're going to be saving this file locally to this machine, and there's a process for that. So under the File menu, you're going to go to Save As. And the reason you're doing that is because, one, you want to say, where do I want to save it? Because I want to know where it is later. And you also want to make sure that it gets named and that you can relocate it later. So the file name will come up. You can rename it if you want. On the left side, you have choices of where that file is going to go. You could send it to the desktop, your documents, and so forth. So you do get options. Here's what we recommend. We recommend that you save it to your Documents folder. If you save things to the desktop, it's not going to be backed up. Any file that's going to your desktop is not going to be a safe file because you can lose that file. So save it to your Documents. So I'm going to go ahead and click Documents, and then I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And so, well, if it goes to the Documents, how do I find that file later? So I'm going to go ahead and close out of Microsoft Word. Okay. And so, remember I told you about that little button down here that had the window? You can go in there. There'll be a way to get to your documents, but there's a shortcut on your taskbar, and it looks like a little yellow folder. So if you click on that little yellow folder on your taskbar, you will see your Documents folder. And the file that I just created is in there. So if I double click to open that, I can find my file. Okay, so the other thing is if you want to organize things in your Documents folder, create folders and things like that, your science documents, social studies, anything for your professional use, you can still do that. If you, while you're inside your Documents window, if you right-click sort of this empty space, you'll get a menu. And down on your menu, there's a New folder. It'll say New. So if you scroll down and go to New, you'll see an option to create a folder right in there. And when you do that, you can name your folder. So let's say I say that this is my Science folder right there. Then if you have any documents that are in there, like Word documents or any PDFs, anything like that, you can actually just pick it up and drag it into that folder, and you can keep your folders organized in there. Okay, so what we want to do is be able to create a shortcut for your Documents folder right on your desktop, and here's how. Go back to your yellow folder, click on that, and you'll see your Documents. And again, using your mouse, you're going to right-click Documents. Right on top of that icon, just right-click it, the menu will pop up. And sort of halfway down, a little bit more than halfway down, you're going to see Send To. And then another menu will appear. And over here on that pop-up menu, you're going to click Desktop. And there it'll be. And so let's close this window. And now you could just go directly into your documents right from your desktop. And you'll be able to get into that wherever you create folders, so that's a nice shortcut.